The film opens in a hidden Greenland in a post-apocalyptic world, where we see our lead, Furiosa, and her best friend, Valkyrie, plucking fruits for themselves. There, she eyes some bikers hunting a horse. Since the land is not to be discovered by others, Furiosa is obliged to ambush them. She secretly starts cutting their bikes' fuel pipes, but sadly gets caught by the bikers. She tries to get away while constantly blowing her whistle to alert her mother, but one of the bikers uses his lasso to tame Furiosa and abduct her. Luckily, her mother hears her whistle and sets out to find her with other villagers on their horses. Valkyrie also helps them point in the biker's direction. The mother brutally decapitates the nearest biker with her machete and steals his bike to pursue the others. Before leaving, her friend gives her some seeds and makes her promise not to let any intruders on their land under any circumstance. With her perfect aim, she shoots another biker from a distance, but two of the pursued bikers stop to collect the dead biker's bike. When they see the mother coming at them with full speed, they speed away. On the other hand, Furiosa is placed on a bike like a roadkill, so she takes advantage of the position and bites the fuel pipe to cause a leak. Now, the mother reaches the abandoned bike, from which she steals all the fuel to fill her bike's tank and speeds away. Soon, the bike Furiosa is on runs out of fuel because of the leak, causing two bikers to fight over this. Furiosa tries to escape in this situation but is roughly handled and taken to the bikers' camp, while also outrunning the mother. When the sun rises, the mother uses her sniper from a distance and shoots one of the two shooters that have Furiosa. Before she shoots the other, he tells his deprived people about Greenland and takes her to their leader. Furiosa hangs the man with his rope and throws it in the bike's tire while simultaneously jumping off. The biker dies, but the others take her to their leader, Dementus, a bittersweet man, who orders his people to treat her well so he can find out about her nurtured land. Meanwhile, the mother disguises herself as one of the bikers and sets out to find Furiosa. When she reaches the tent Furiosa is being held in, she shoots the man in charge. While Furiosa hugs her mother in relief, the mother aims for the other girl, who begs to be spared because she's a mother like her. When she vows to not tell anyone about them, the mother spares her and speeds away with Furiosa. The cunning woman runs to another group and tells them to shoot in the fleeing bike's direction. The bazooka that hits the bike sets the mother's gear on fire, while Dementus finds out about their escape. The mother stops to ditch the clothes and then speeds away, oblivious to the fact that the bike is leaving behind a trail. At one point, she stops to hear more bikes approaching, which concerns her. It turns out to be right when we get to see Dementus pursuing her with his dogs and a huge biker gang. The mother stops and decides to stay back to fend off the bikers while forcing Furiosa to drive the bike back to their village to be safe. Soon, Dementus shows up and hangs the mother. Hearing her screams, Furiosa ditches the bike and runs back to save her, but is caught by Dementus, who offers to spare her if she tells them about the Greenland. When the mother keeps her word, they mercilessly kill her in front of Furiosa, who's later caged and forced to witness humiliating executions in the name of entertainment. Dementus gives Furiosa a teddy bear to feel better, but when she watches the bikers split in direction and tear a victim limb from limb, she drops the teddy in horror. Later, Dementus appoints his old man to mend Furiosa to be of use to him, but she avoids him and tattoos the Greenland's direction on her arms once he sleeps. One day, Dementus and his bikers are alerted by a red flare shot in the air, so they decide to have a look at it, hoping to find anything valuable. On their way, they find a shot war boy, whom they ask about Greenland, calling it the place of abundance. Instead, the boy takes them to his place called the Citadel, promising there will be water and homegrown food. Hearing this, Dementus and his huge fleet take his directions and enter the Citadel, which is protected by a huge army under a man named Immortan Joe's command. In front of his fort, Dementus threatens him to hand all his resources to him, or he'll wreak havoc, but Joe shows him his wrath by asking a soldier to sacrifice himself. He then orders his soldiers to seize their bikes using chains, hearing which the bikers run away. Dementus notices Furiosa has fallen out of her cage and into a pit, so he risks his life to save her and escape. On their way, they come across a gas town, which powers the Citadel. Hence, Dementus decides to raid it to gain leverage over Joe. Seeing the tight security there, Dementus disguises some of his men as war boys and sends them to the main gate. When the guards don't buy their act, Dementis kills his own men and pretends that he's already taken over Joe's fort and is now enslaving his people, which the guards believe and let him in. Dementis cuts off the town's leader's finger and sends them to Joe to show his wrath, seeing which Joe immediately agrees to have Dementis over and fulfill all his needs, after which he decides to kill him on the spot. Dementis knows it's dangerous to go alone, so he brings the town's leader with him, who also happens to be Joe's brother. Dementis has trapped the brother in a kill machine and now wants double of everything he asked for. Joe's men believe Dementis's wasteland won't sustain the resources, but the scared brother asks Joe to fulfill Dementis's demands. When they refuse to do so, Dementis tortures the old brother and kills him, after which he proposes to be made the leader of the gas town or have it blown up using a bomb only Dementis has the authority to detonate or disable. Joe looks upon the little Furiosa and asks Dementis to hand her to him, in return for which he will double the water and food. But Dementis doesn't want to give Furiosa away on any condition. When Joe asks Furiosa if Dementis is her father, she speaks for the first time to confess that he's her mother's killer and her captivator. Hearing this, Dementis gets hurt like a sore loser and hands her over to Joe to seal the deal. Furiosa is taken to Joe's harem, where he waits for her to grow so he can marry her besides many other wives who have failed to bore him a healthy son. Furiosa becomes disappointed to see him ordering to bury his newborn because of it being a girl. As time passes, one of Joe's retarded sons grabs her hair and shows ill intentions, prompting her to run away and shave her head. She then makes a wig out of her chopped-off hair as a part of her trick. When the son tries to hold her hair the next time, the wig comes off in his hands, allowing Furiosa to run away. Holding her wig, he goes after her but immediately retreats when he bumps into his brother, who can get him punished by his father. Scenes cut to 15 years later, where Furiosa has all grown up without being recognized. The people working on machines come up with the idea of building a destructive drill, which they eventually succeed in making. When they attach it to a truck and take it for a test drive in the wasteland, Dementis and his men ambush them by attaching their parachutes to their bikes and flying so they can strike the drill mid-air with bazookas. The men send Furiosa to fix the damaged part under the truck, where one of Dementis's men attacks her and tries to set a bomb. Furiosa not only kills the man, but also gets rid of the bomb. Simultaneously, a war boy crashes his vehicle into Dementis's, causing an explosion. The intensity of the explosion causes Furiosa's helmet to fall off, revealing to everyone she's a girl. However, she continues killing Dementis's people, after which she holds the truck driver Jack at gunpoint, believing he will cause her problems. But Jack praises her bravery and claims he doesn't care about the gender. Hence, she joins Jack in taking the drill to Gastown, where Dementis recognizes her because she's grown older. There, they find out Dementis has exhausted their oil resources and is now wanting to trade more supplies while simultaneously attacking the drill. While Jack fights the attackers, Furiosa drives the drill to safety. At last, they unite and go back to Citadel. On their way, Joe helps take out the arrow from her shoulder, during which they get closer, and Furiosa ends up telling him everything from her abduction to her Greenland, so Jack promises to take her there himself. They receive a message to follow Joe's army back to the gas town for a meeting with Dementis, but Jack sends Furiosa in another truck, using which he will take her to Greenland. However, when the trucks begin entering Gas Town, Jack releases a green flare in the air to signal the war boys for battle, which makes Furiosa mad and leave alone. Midway, she changes her mind and returns to fight by Jack's side, who's fighting alone. Furiosa uses a sniper to shoot Dementis, while Jack breaks Gastown's gate with his rig, during which he's ambushed by the bikers and falls into a pit. Furiosa rescues him and escapes with him in a truck. Dementis eventually captures them and makes them his slaves. He tortures Jack and chains Furiosa. She escapes by severing her arm and leaving it behind. Dementis chases her in his truck, which Furiosa has flattened the tires of. As he crashes, Furiosa flees on a bike, but soon runs out of fuel. She tries to make the rest of her way by foot, but faints in the scorching heat due to her cut-off arm. A war boy finds her and brings her back to the Citadel where she's treated. The second she wakes up, she demands seeing Joe and telling him that Dementis plans on attacking the Citadel after blowing the gas town. Hence, Joe decides to reach there first and strike Dementis. The Citadel and Gastown engage in a relentless war for a week, with both teams relentlessly attacking each other. Furiosa repairs her mechanical arm and drives a malfunctioning car to the battlefield, where she encounters Joe's sons repairing their vehicles and weapons. She fixes her tire and goes to kill Dementis and his men fleeing. She takes down everyone except Dementis, who flees. She soon spots him and chases him down, after which she takes satisfaction in torturing him until he faints. When he wakes up, she jogs his memory regarding what he had done to his mother and herself. Cowardly Dementis apologizes to her and offers her to rule together, but she ends up shooting him, burying him alive, and planting her mother's given peach pit over the grave. The film ends with Furiosa using the drill to rescue Joe's wife and bringing them to the Greenland. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing recaps like that.